come here. All of you, come here. How much more shit does one need to take?
Hey guys, welcome back to Film Trendings. Even the kids know this person's not to be messed with. The star of Kitchen Nightmares, Hell's Kitchen, and Master Chef, Gordon Ramsay, is a successful television personality, excellent chef, and undoubtedly one of the world's most famous and feared celebrity chefs. Having appeared on television shows has brought Ramsay a lot of fame because of his brutal, blunt, and savage comments. Here are people who really pissed off Gordon Ramsay. Number 5. Nonstick cookware. Despite his constant yelling, it's not that often for someone like Gordon Ramsay to lose their voice, but that didn't happen to him on one occasion when he faced a contestant who had never heard of nonstick cookware. Cooking is complicated, and it's natural for people to make mistakes every now and then, but it's an entirely different thing when a cook needs to be taught that lighting a pan on fire and continuing to cook on the same pan is wrong. In one episode of Hell's Kitchen, Sarah used a non-stick pan and kept turning the food over, which made Ramsay so furious that he couldn't shout at her. Not only did he almost lose his mind, he even caused his own voice to break. He was shouting and explaining to her how a non-stick pan works, and she must not keep turning the food or else it won't cook. Number 4. Smash the salmon. Gordon is known for being very loud and irate in the kitchen. And though he almost always wants to punch someone in the face, he is aware that it isn't something he should do. However, this doesn't stand for salmon. When a cook served undercooked salmon in season 16 of Hell's Kitchen, Gordon got so frustrated that he decimated the salmon in one punch. His punch was the source of mass destruction in the kitchen that day. What made Gordon more frustrated was that the people who were going to be served were pregnant. Not only is raw food dangerous for them and their unborn baby, but their cooking time also caused them a delay in receiving their food. Number 3. Down City Restaurant. Based in Rhode Island, owners Abby and Rico bought Down City in 2005. The restaurant was located near many colleges and the state's cultural center, making it a hotspot for everyone. Years before filing the episode, the staff had seemed to already agree that the cause of all the problems was Abby. She was aggressive to the point of being verbally inappropriate towards her team and even the customers. They had created a very lengthy menu that was just too difficult to pull off. When Ramsay first stepped into the restaurant, the overconfident owner told him that her food and service was rated a 10 out of 10. After ignoring Abby's suggestion on what Ramsay should order, he tried an award-winning meatloaf. And to put it short, it was awful. It wasn't until Ramsay visited the kitchen that he realized it was a nightmare of its own. When he saw the entire situation, Ramsay had to drag Abby to a corner to show her the health hazards attached to her restaurant. Abby couldn't take the criticism, and it wasn't long enough until the two started screaming and swearing at one another. Number 2. Don't talk back to Ramsay. Even the most experienced contestants would sometimes crack under pressure, but they have to understand that they must not, under any circumstances, stand up to Gordon Ramsay, especially when they're wrong, because Gordon will come back with insults one wouldn't be able to handle. After being humiliated and given the worst title by the chef, Season 5's Giovanni decided to snap back at him. He had messed up the special on one of the most important nights of the show. This led Ramsay to be furious and giving an insulting title, and Giovanni wasn't able to accept it. Although he was fixing the mess he'd made, he couldn't refrain from talking back to Ramsay. He literally exploded on Giovanni's face. Although Giovanni was able to stay cool, some of the other contestants were scared to the core. Number 1. Fiesta Sunrise. After visiting a Mexican restaurant based in New York called Fiesta Sunrise, Gordon's face was genuinely upset. First, he tried out a rather poorly done dish, and then, when he decided to investigate the kitchen, he came across a restaurant that was an utter disaster. Turned out it was the dirtiest kitchen ever. It had pots full of old rice, fish, slimy green chicken, and weeks old meat soaked in a pool of blood. As the owner was trying to explain himself, Ramsay started insulting him. The worst thing was that the owner was aware of the entire situation. After giving them numerous penalties, Ramsay completely lost it and started shouting at the top of his lungs. He said he wouldn't ever trust the owner to run a bath, let alone run a restaurant. He even went as far as telling the customers to leave while showing them old and rotten beans he had found in the kitchen. Aren't you feeling disgusted? Given the kitchen situation, Gordon Ramsay's anger was completely justified. Customers trust restaurants to serve them hygienic food, and this is what they do behind everyone's back. Anyways, be sure to leave a like to the video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.